Feature Friday.
The freshest. What up, people? Welcome to this first edition of Concert Reviews by Feature Friday.
Yes, first it's ARIJIT SINGH in London at the SSE, or people call it the OVO Arena. Okay. We thought instead to make it fun, because we have lots of thoughts and lots of stuff to talk about. As you guys know, we love fucking talking.
Yes.
So we thought we'll share some of the vlog content and then we'll discuss over it. And then we'll also give like our thoughts on the actual performances and stuff like that. So here we go.
And we're back. Yes, day 2 at Wembley, and we are just got here. Forgot to vlog the whole beginning part where we were getting ready, getting here, and whatever. So I'm not very good at this thing. So bear with me.
So probably have a look at this montage.
No montage.
There is no montage.
Good.
Also, we're just sitting here and trying to have some food before we get into the ARIJIT tickets to see where our passes and everything is for, where we're going to have to go and everything. But yeah, this is going to be fun. I'm excited.
So that was us at Wagamama's.
Yeah, we were getting food. It was very fun. Yes, we had a really good time.
In an inappropriate manner, we got Thai food. But it was really
had anything to do with it.
It was really interesting because the whole place was just packed of people. Like the whole of Wembley was just packed of people going to the ARIJIT concert, and like the vibe. You know, we went to a Korean pop concert the previous day, and it's so interesting to see like the changes of vibe in the place depending on the type of concert and obviously the different cultures and the different people and the different demographics and the style of the concert. Like K-pop concerts are quite wild, they're quite crazy. The ARIJIT concert was like a more family.
The energy levels are completely different.
Yeah, here like even the way people dress and stuff is like a bit more formal. And more, it's like family oriented as well.
Definitely,
a bunch of kids. Oh, fucking hell! There was a kid next to us actually, who he was watching like Legos or like Minecraft or something.
Yes, like
throughout the whole concert in the VIP area
with his headphones on.
That kid was living his best life, and actually,
really was.
The father was a fan of the channel, which I found hilarious.
We were sitting next to him, and he was like living his best life too. You will probably see a few people.
But this is the beginning of the concert, kind of thing, I think. Because that went on for like a little bit. They did something really nice. Like when you walk in, they were playing like adverts and stuff for all types of stuff, like cheese and all that stuff.
Cheese.
Yeah. And then eventually that happened. Like you see the light, and then he started just playing. And the song that he opened with was Tum Hi Ho.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I do apologize at sort of the audio and all that stuff. I don't know how good the quality of the audio, because it is a camera and it's not like we can take all equipment and all that shit in there. But we'll just kind of run through like the repertoire and stuff like that. We won't go that in depth into the fucking concert, because I think this is probably a concert that everyone should at least do once in their life.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Because the quality of music is really high overall.
There's a couple of things that stood out, but first, watch this.
Go on. Packed house.
Sold out arena here in London. This whole intro literally blew my mind. See, look at my shaky hands. I love it. Yes, Sunil Balucha. Woo! Yeah, look at like people going crazy.
Dude, when he did that shit, I you know, that's kind of how you can tell the magnitude of that song.
Yeah.
For his sort of musical journey.
It's like to open up with that one track.
Yeah, because that is essentially, you know, everyone's gonna remember the intro. So to open with that track, it just kind of reminds you of how important that song is to him.
There's something really nice about this whole approach to singing in this particular concert, look at people going crazy, is how he never rushed anything. Everything had the perfect time. I mean, come on. Yeah, that's me shouting. I'm so great at this thing. Look at me. I'm excited just looking back at these videos.
Yeah, so go on, pause it. What I think you were just touching on some of those things. Like one of the most impressive things about the concert, and I think essentially of just Arijit in general, and the way he addresses live performances, is what Bali was alluding to. Is there's no rush in anything. There is no stress, there is no strain, there is no maximal effort, exertion of maximal effort. He's really found an optimal point on how to perform, how to maintain the crowd entertained, how to be a world-class performer, but be able to sing non-fucking stop for 2 hours and a half. I think he took, we noticed, one sip of water in 2 hours and a half. Like I don't know that, and I can tell you this for sure. He is the most endurant performer I've ever seen in all my life. And looking at other concerts and comparing it to other singers that have also been incredible singers, no one has this endurance. I've never seen that shit in my life. I'm being probably a bit hyperbolic, but I've never seen anyone not take a break in between songs and do so many medleys in one concert.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think one of the most impressive parts for sure is like the vocal display in which he, like the energy and efficiency and like how he managed himself throughout the whole 2 hours and a half of straight singing, because there was no breaks. He was supposed to take a break. It was meant to be a break, yeah. Right, like halfway through it, but we were past the halfway point, and he was like, well, like 30 minutes ago I was supposed to take a break and I didn't. Yeah. But what was really impressive was like the energy efficiency in like the manners that he moved around in this stage, the specific points where he chose to exert more energy or balance out the singing capabilities and abilities more in one song than the others. And you could hear the fatigue from the tour. Yeah. But vocally speaking, you could hear fatigue. But when I tell you that
wasn't fresh.
No. But like you can tell that there was use, and it is actually one of my favorite parts of the whole show. Like hearing him live, it's something out of this world. Bro. Like it reminds me why I love live music. Like that was such a great reminder of why we love to go deep into the live performances, and he was the perfect pinnacle example of that. But vocally speaking, he was never underwhelming, so the understanding of what his vocal capabilities can do and to what extent he could push and to what extent he could pull back was absolutely phenomenal. And obviously the arrangements of each song were so freaking awesome. Like obviously the thing is, like, movie songs, like title tracks for movies, are so vastly different. And I think we have explored his capability to arrange tracks in a way for live performing that is completely different to the track.
Well, I think,
which is something so wonderful.
I think the live performances, the live arrangements of the songs are like so 10 times better than the studio tracks. There are a few specific studio songs. The emblematic kinds, the ones which involve a lot more environmental sounds, like Bajirao Mastani's musical score, Padmavat musical score, those type of movies which have such a thick atmosphere and such a thick environment. The studio versions do provide something different, but I still stand that I think live, when it comes to live arrangements, I think Arijit's band and Arijit is the best. I also have to say, his fucking musicians are insane, dude.
Ridiculous.
That drama is mental.
Also, the way that those drums were mixed.
But that's the demeanor. Is that relaxed?
Yeah, he is this calm. But look at how incredibly efficient he is at his breathing technique, how he walks around. It's very little movement, all to prioritize the vocal efficiency. Yes, sir. It's really cool because when you look at the like how the band is set up, actually you can look at it here. So you have, I wish I had a wider angle, but like on this corner you had the pianist who also had a synth, a DJ that's standing right here next to him, the guitarist who is also playing the acoustic guitar in a lot of tracks, which gives such a beautiful acoustic feel to like full-on songs.
Well,
such a beautiful arrangement.
He didn't change that often. I think he only changed to the acoustic a couple of times. The person who really does change guitars all the time is ARIJIT.
Yeah.
But he really did make a difference because I think this is way after the midsection where he changed to the acoustic setting.
Yes.
But yeah, go on. So
then you have a sarangi player.
Yep.
You have a strokes player behind the
Which
DJ.
was the first time we've seen some of these instruments live in the moment, which was mental.
Absolutely freaking mind-blowing. All this section, you got 2 minor percussionists.
Yes.
Which Efra was super excited about. And then on the other side, you have the main backing vocalists, the flute player, which, by the way, that dude, the sir deserves the world. He ate that whole concert up. He was incredible.
He really added so much to so many songs, which and I think
Yes.
a lot of the songs do have those type of they require these type of instruments and these type of sounds. But to be able to do that so well live, like that guy, I mean, he must be like a master of masters.
Definitely.
It was so impressive.
And then on the other side, you had
I think we're
the
moving at
bass
some point.
player. You
Yes.
had the bass player and the drummer. Like you can see the drummer here. The bass player is like right on this corner.
Yeah. And there was also another flute player, but he had a big ass. I don't know what instrument that was.
Yeah, I don't know what it's called, but it was freaking unbelievable. And let's talk about how those drums were mixed. Goodness, that was absolutely fabulous. At some points, you felt like you were inside of a movie or something. Like they were so well equalized. That kick drum was incredible. You could feel it in your chest without being like overwhelmed either. And yeah, no, I think the quality of the musicians and of everything overall was just
I mean,
insane.
I think the impressive bit about the drummer, and it is a shame. You can pass that clip. It is a shame that we don't. Again, that's what I mean. It's like you just have to go and watch it live.
Yes.
There are a couple of videos that do it justice, like the MTV Unplugged stuff. It wasn't the same drummer, but the way, kind of the best way to explain what the drummer's objective kind of was you want to try and be as musical as possible, but because the mixing of the drums was mixed so bass heavy. You're carrying the whole band, so you are the heartbeat and the whole foundation of of every song. So he had to be so tight, and he only really had however many arrangements he had, and that's it. He couldn't really experiment too wide after
That's
that.
right.
The arrangement of the cymbals were fucking fantastic. I think he had OK series, and then he had the K Dark series, I think, which were the bunch of the splashes and the chinas. It was so funny because I was explaining Bali as he was sort of hitting them, and she was like, "Oh, now I understand so much clearer," because you really hear the musicality and how well everything's been arranged. Of course, this is a world-class fucking act, but that really made it really magical. And I think another aspect which was quite underrated, I felt, was his backing vocalist was outstanding. He actually does come to the front and then he has like a whole piece to himself. I don't think you watched that because you went to the toilet.
That's right, I missed the whole thing.
But he has like 1.5 songs.
Cool.
Where he sings, and then, because that's the only time where Arijit kind of takes a zip, but he's still singing. He's just now the backing vocalist. But that was fucking unreal, and he's really good, really good singer.
Well, I think that was also very super cool about the whole concert, that each musician got a really great chunk of spotlight throughout the whole concert. Like there were focused arrangements for specific instruments in specific sections of songs. Even the way that things were leading towards one edge more than the other, it was absolutely fabulous. And his interaction with all the musicians was outstanding.
Dude, fuck a violin. I want a sarangi.
Literally, who needs a cello? Who needs a whole string section? Get me a sarangi player.
Yeah.
It was such a cool thing because when the sarangi and the flute were working together, it felt like you were in this like the whole atmosphere changed.
It felt like this basically. It was like a dream, bro. And
it was freaking cool. Look at that.
That guy with his big head in front of us.
I'm so small, and even with my freaking hands all the way up, I couldn't still get a clear shot. And we were so close to the stage as well.
Yeah, we were really. I mean, I don't know if you can tell, but we were fairly close.
Look at that confetti play. Woo! Yeah. Oh, here you can see the actual setup. So you can see the bass player.
Yeah.
This instrument that I don't know what it's called.
It's like a big flute.
The flute guy, the backing vocalist, the drums back here. He
had a cabinet piano.
This is Arijit.
Yeah.
This is the cameraman. But then you have the strokes player back here behind the DJ, and the sarangi player, the electric guitar guy, the minor percussionists. And on the other side, you had the pianist with the synth. Bro, it's just that. And the thing is, like,
the DJ also had synths.
Yes. And the cool thing is, like, when you look at it like this, you think, oh, it's such a simplistic approach to what live performances with bands.
Dude, he has 11 musicians in it.
I know, but listen, it's kind of like a simple approach, right? There wasn't any changes of costumes.
Oh, right.
There weren't any like added dancers. There weren't any like external, 3 backing vocalists and 40 violins or anything like that. So it's kind of like on the most simplistic aspect of live performing. But dude, the way that the interaction in between song and song, the medleys. He did a whole 80s and 90s medley that lasted like 35 minutes. Yeah, it was insane.
He also, I mean, he does do a lot of covers and versions of his own of the songs that, I mean, Berka Yali is one of those. Like that's actually Sachet Tandon, I think is the name of the original singer, and he does all of his version. That's the TikTok that Vale posted and stuff.
Yeah.
But so he has a really large repertoire, but it's immensely large, especially because of the medleys. So if you look at the actual names of the songs, you think he has like 70 songs. But the way he arranges the medleys, he plays about a minute and a half of each, and then he sort of transitions really, really well into other songs, and songs pass and pass and pass, and all of a sudden you just heard 30 minutes of music.
Yes.
Maybe not 30, about 20, 15 minutes of music, and he
dynamic.
Says hello to someone, says hello to the people here, maybe interacts with the crowd. There was a kid crying.
And he was like, why are you crying?
Yeah,
Let's find happiness together. And I was like, oh my God.
He's like, don't cry, kids, smile. And then the fucking beat dropped and you're like, oh my God.
And then fireworks and you're like, what? It was really cool.
Also, I do have to say, it is really intriguing, like, given the different demographics of things. I mean, it was probably, like, demographics were a bit slightly older, like, but you did also see lots of kids.
Yes.
Like that was really intriguing as well. You didn't see as many teenagers, but there were a few as well. Like especially, it's also hard to tell because if you were like in that zone in that front bit, the back seemed really young. The back of the concert,
right, the back
they're fucking mental.
Arena.
They knew every song.
They did.
They clapped at everything.
It was definitely the loudest part of the arena. It was all the people at the back. Yeah. It was insane, and
there were also that some of the tickets were really affordable as well. I looked at the website before, and it's such a fucking bargain for some of the experiences. Because if you, as a matter of fact, here's some fucking tricks if you want. If you ever go to the Wembley Arena, don't get floor seats too much. Like, don't worry too much about those. Go on the sides, and those ones are actually cheaper.
And it's steered, so you won't get anybody taller than you in front of you either.
Yeah, well, it's like that,
So
right?
you
So
can-
you can actually see.
So you can actually see the whole
and
thing.
the singers from all the concerts that we've seen there,
They love
interacting
going.
with that area. They salute everyone. They sort of say hello to everyone. You get some of the best views.
Oh, yeah.
The only thing is you're not that close, obviously, but when you're that close, if there's someone tall in front of you, you're fucked.
Towards the end,
Everyone
like
stands up.
everybody stood up, right? So like all the people, because in this particular in the seating arrangement that we had, this is due to COVID, right? Because otherwise this would be the pit. Like the whole thing wouldn't have where we were sitting wouldn't have any chairs. All of that would be standing.
No, it's not true.
Well, that's what the guy from the organization said at the beginning. Because the regulations of the sitting is only because of is the aftermath math of
Really?
the pandemic, yeah. But it usually they would take all of those chairs away, and that whole section
Yeah, that usually becomes the pit. But
it would be the pit.
I thought it depended on the concert as well.
No, I think he said that usually that's the way it goes for every concert, especially when it's live music like this.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
But then again, so that whole section would be like a whole dance floor, like a big nightclub. But the amazing interaction part was like towards the end, the seats that were layered to further back. They all stood up and came all the way to the front, and it was like all you could see was like hands and people, and I was so tiny. I was just like looking at all this stuff, and then I couldn't see ARIJIT, so I had to look at like underneath people's armpits just to look at the stage.
Yeah,
it was really fun.
So if you're small, you just sort of just get on the side ones.
Yeah,
It's
definitely,
cheaper and you get the
definitely.
best views, and it's like the whole place is so nice and relaxed.
Everybody
And,
was dancing.
yeah, and that's the cool thing. It's like it meant so much to everyone. Like the guys next to us and the people in front of us, behind. Like some of them cried and
yeah.
they were so. But he was crying not of excitement. He was crying of like true core emotion of what the songs meant.
And not only that, it's like, you know when you're so happy that you can literally not contain it. Like there's no other way of expressing that happiness. And then you could see it in people's eyes.
Well, I think you saw it in your eyes. There's a video of you. I can't remember which one it was. But there's a video of you where you're fucking in another place, mate.
Oh yeah, it's probably somewhere here.
Play that one. I got some. I got a tumsa to hold. Some of the arrangements were faster as well.
There he is. Woo!
It explodes here, right?
Yeah, it was so cool, dude.
And that was also the really interesting bit of it as well. That you kind of had. You didn't really know what the arrangement of the song was gonna be.
That's right.
Sometimes they would do them, and they would have longer instrumental sections. He would change stuff, tell the drummer to stop.
Yeah, he was in absolute control of what he wanted to do and what he was looking for each song. Come on, you see what I mean? He's
Absolute relaxed.
He was in complete control. Yeah, that's right. And then you could hear the people singing along was the craziest part of it all. Because everybody was singing in tune.
See, look, he's like, come on.
Come on. It was one of the craziest moments in the whole concert. It was seeing like how the people were interacting with the songs. Yeah.
This is so weird, Inception.
Inception indeed. But
Actually, the guy next to us, he helped us. Like at one point, he because he wanted a picture, and he was like, he put the flashlight of his phone, and
it's like, here, get better lighting, and he was helping us.
Yeah.
It was freaking.
Sorry for my
fabulous.
shit angles. But that was the thing as well. Like some of the people arrived literally bang on when the concert began. Because when we sat down, there was quite a few spaces left,
Yeah.
and we were like, oh well, maybe we have like half an hour left for people to come in, and then they were like,
Yeah.
oh, 10 minutes arrival. I blinked, and all of a sudden, 12,500 people appeared.
Yeah, it was
Packed.
ridiculous. Like, and how fast everything happened.
Yeah.
So like you get like an introduction.
Yes.
From the people from the organizers, Rock on Music. They have a oh yeah, look at this one. There is an introduction to like the whole event and the special things.
There's this lady who comes out and talks.
Yeah, she had a fabulous dress on, by the way. The dress was outstanding.
I think she was famous. She looked famous.
She probably was famous.
She looks famous, yeah.
Like, sometimes you just look at somebody how they're dressed and you're like, you're probably famous.
But also, she came out and she was sort of talking. She's so loud, though. How the fuck can she project that much?
I think she was... here's what my assumptions are. She's probably like a radio host or something.
Yeah,
she had radio host
And then she had to go at the crowd for not clapping at the beginning.
Sitting down. Yeah, we were like, it was like a 5-minute call, right? And she was like, 5 minutes before.
Everyone sit down.
Can you please all take your seats
Like,
now?
oh God, I'm in
and
school.
I was like, oh. It was really great.
She's also the one that gave at the end to ARIJIT. She gave him an award.
Oh, yes.
But overall, I have to say, the best way to explain the concert is this video. Truly.
Yeah. That was my face for a good majority of the concert. Waluchita. Yeah. No way. What can I say? I was impressed.
That's the best way, because you don't really think he's able to, what would you call it, well, that effect that he has in studio tracks and in the videos you watch of him performing live. He's able to, like, he encapsulates serenity, emotion, and like that's what a lot of people call him, the soulful singer, right?
That's right.
And he encapsulates that really well in those videos. And maybe it translates well on video, but maybe when you're there in person, how the fuck? Maybe maybe it matters in your mood as well. Anything, mate. It doesn't matter.
No, it really doesn't.
You sit down in that concert. It doesn't matter if you speak the language, if you don't, if you know some of the songs, if you do not. You're gonna be there like this. And the funny thing is, because of the chairs and it's all seated, just sit down, enjoy the music. You don't have to go crazy, because there was also a bunch of elderly people. They couldn't really be jumping up and down, so they just sat down. And you don't want to be rude, so you don't want to stand up too much. But at one point, no one gives a fuck anymore. Yeah, and everyone's drunk anyways.
It was absolutely fabulous. Like we had quite a few elderly people sitting further in front of us.
Also, everyone knew each other there.
Exactly, that was also really cool. That was also something really cool. Everybody was arriving when they were taking their seats. They were like, "Oh,
so hello, grandma. Hello, auntie."
Yeah, it's like, how's the family and everything, and it was so cool. The whole interaction was really family friendly, really family oriented. So if you want to take your kids to experience proper music, live music for the first time, I would recommend 100% an ARIJIT Singh concert. It will change their perspective, obviously, if they're interested in music.
If they're interested in drumming or guitars or stuff, bro. If they're interested in singing, without a doubt.
Yes.
There was also, everyone to their own. There's some kids that don't like that stuff.
Yeah.
The
kid that was sitting next to us who was watching Legos the whole
Doesn't
time.
matter. The dad enjoyed the shit out of that concert.
No, but good sport. What a good sport of a kid, right?
And
he came along
and
still.
their mother
That's
as well,
awesome.
so lovely. They were just
so
there,
nice.
and the kid would mess around, and they were like, but the kid was well behaved as well.
Oh, it was great.
But he had headphones on.
Yeah. I mean, how was he listening to his video? That's the whole mystery on his own.
Dude, it
was
gets
so
loud in
loud.
there. That's the only thing I would say, mate.
But he was loving life, eating his popcorn, watching his video.
When we went to the concerts, so we got invited to go to the K-pop concert and then the ARIJIT concert, Sunday and Monday.
Yes.
Now, Friday and Saturday, we had gigs of our own, just bar gigs.
Yes.
And then on Friday, it was a smaller gig. And then on Saturday was a bigger gig, maybe 300, 200 people, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And it got fucking loud in that place. And I'm drumming, so it's like, I am deaf. I still wear ear protection. Please do if you're a drummer. Even my father and I talk about that all the time, and he's kind of because he rolled raw for so long, he's sort of, you know, feeling the thing now, and he's not old either, so he's like, fuck. So I'm scared as fuck about that stuff. Because, hearing, I love music, you know what I mean? You imagine if you have like a beep in the back, oh no. So I'm still like, I'm wearing ear protection and stuff like that, so.
But it was a pretty intense couple of days.
Especially with fatigue.
Yeah, I think obviously your sensitivity to noise becomes really heightened after you've gigged 2 days in a row with really high decibels, and then you go to concerts 2 days in a row after.
Yeah.
Like,
so then on Saturday we go to the Korean concert, the Korean pop concert, and that got bloody loud, mate. Like one of the loudest. It was like 1,000 decibels. It must have been mental.
It was insane, and not only that, but like everybody was so
shouting
ecstatic,
and stuff,
and the energy was like electrifying.
So I am dead Saturday. It's Sunday night. Well, I was dead Saturday night. So I'm dead Sunday night, and we do all the concert and all that stuff, and then Sunday we do the concert, Happy Days, and then on Monday I'm thinking, oh my god, one of my eardrums is gonna burst.
Yeah,
but I was fine.
It was fabulous. Like, the thing is, we filmed on Monday for videos that were supposed to go out on Monday and everything. And then we got to Wembley again, and I was like, oh, this is going to be a tough day. Like, whoa, we got to plow through. It's like 3 liters of coffee in my body. But I actually didn't need anything.
Yeah.
It was as soon as you come into the arena, everything just becomes so alive, and everybody's so ready, and you can feel the anticipation in the air. It was really awesome.
Monday, so the ARIJIT SINGH concert was probably more my vibe. Like, I mean, the thing is, I'm a bit of a wild cat as well, so it's just lately I've relaxed.
Yeah.
I've gone a bit more. I like sitting down, and I like having good food, and instead of fucking raving all the time. But because I got my fix of that Saturday, and Sunday and Friday.
Yeah.
This was bloody perfect because you could sit down, and if you go early enough,
food was fantastic too.
Yeah, food. I mean, Wagamama's is brilliant. But if you go early enough and you have like the right tickets and stuff, you can go to different lounges and bars. There's bars for everyone, anyways. You just can't really sit down in those bars. You just gonna order and then you go to your seats. But there's stuff available for everyone. It doesn't matter how much money you spend and stuff like that. At least from what I saw, the lines do get a bit annoying. But it is what it is. They come right fast.
You can either do 2 things. This would be my tips.
What?
Number 1, getting like pretty early.
Yeah, getting early.
Or be really near the end of the time, like right about before they close the doors, coming in, because everybody has already like
7-ish, 7:30.
Yeah, everybody has like dispersed back into their seats, or they're making their way to the seats.
Do make sure you know when the concert is actually gonna begin, though.
Or when the doors close, because then you'll be waiting outside.
They're not gonna let you out though. They're not. They're not gonna do that. I really doubt they're gonna leave you out. However, don't push the button. Don't find out. Apart from that, the other cool thing as well is that we got to meet so many of you as well that watch the channel. We couldn't.
You guys actually tagged me on this video that this was streaming. I didn't know that the concert was streaming also.
Oh yeah, we got interviewed by Rock on Music as well.
It was pretty cool.
Which was so. It was so. We got caught off guard big time. I don't even know what we said. We were just queuing in the VIP thing, and then they're like, "Oh, you know, so ARIJIT's come back after so long," and then it's like,
how do you go about it?
And we're like, yeah, and you don't want to be a prick and be like, yeah, we actually, you know, we're familiar with his music, and it was there, like, exactly there.
Okay, so here's the thing. Wait, let me just find.
Yeah, put it in the beginning.
Wait, give me a second.
Because you don't want to say, you know, YouTuber, blah blah blah.
Nah, it was nothing to do with YouTube. It was more like I'm standing here in the
But
line.
it's like, how else would we explain that we found out ARIJIT through you guys recommended him?
And the thing is, like, the interview was like, so do you actually know who's coming? And I was like, yes.
Yes, because I guess we stood out because there was quite a wide demographic, but I think most people had some sort of Indian heritage, or they
were coming in a big group. A lot of people were coming in big groups.
Yeah. I think maybe we stood out in that sense.
We were 2 people alone.
Yeah. So, and then they asked us this question. I can't even fucking remember what they asked. But we're familiar with the people from Rock on Music.
Yeah.
But the press lady, she didn't know who we were.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to presume she did.
Yeah, it was really strange.
Fucking bizarre. But yeah, it was here. Like, look.
But I think I think the OVO arena, ready to go into the VIP. We're super excited. Yeah,
There's
and
a little
then
kiss. Look at that.
oh yeah, that's right. Yes, ooh, show me that pout, baby. But yeah, so when we were standing there in the VIP area,
She came out of nowhere.
it was like, "Hi, you want to be in the video?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Also,
what is the video for?
That woman, whatever her name is, if anyone can find out, that woman never rested.
She was
Poor girl, man.
running up and down the whole event. All my respects.
She was part of the
she also looked
team
fantastic.
for Rock on Music. Yeah, she looked beautiful.
She looked fantastic, and she was
so
like,
friendly and
yeah.
so nice, and her photographer, her cameraographer was so nice as well.
Anyways,
everyone was lovely, and
you
the reception was amazing for us. Anyways,
it was great. It was really great. And then you guys tagged me on this because the video, the concert was streaming, and you guys were watching it online. And
it streamed.
Yeah,
oh, wow.
and then you guys were like, "Oh, enjoying the concert," and then Valesca's like out here.
I was watching Arijit's show, and guess what?
There
I saw?
I am.
Enjoying the thing.
Just like clapping because this guy was dancing. I was like, "Yeah, you go, buddy."
Yeah,
and I'm just clapping like a good old aunt.
Some guy went mad. He was so drunk, I couldn't see you, but okay, I believe you.
No, well, I wish I could zoom in better. But yeah, I was there. I was like, cool, never mind.
But Balik got, the only annoying thing is, also we got to meet some of you guys, which was really nice. I wish we would have, the camera ran out of battery, so I wish we would have taken more vlogs and more pictures and stuff. This was some of the ones that we could find because you guys posted them and stuff.
Yep.
If you did see us, let us know in the comments. If we did say hello, let us know in the comments. It's really nice. But it was really... I forgot what I was going to say. I think I was going to say, it was just really mind-blowing. Like,
yeah, the whole experience
it was probably
really
one of my
wild.
favourite concerts I've ever been to.
Yes.
Probably right now, that's probably number one, I'd say. Music-wise, music standard is super high. I'd recommend everyone to do it. I don't want to spill more beans, but there are more concert reviews coming in the summer from all over the world. Yes, including in the Indian music industry. One of our favorite singers is coming to London. I don't want to say who it is. There's been a couple of announcements. I didn't know Neha Kakkar was coming to London as well.
Yeah.
She's going like in August.
Oh,
so
yes.
maybe that'll be quite a good one to visit. We don't know anything about it, so maybe we can find a way to go. I think it's in Wembley, so we could definitely get tickets for that.
And yes.
Who else?
Yes.
Oh, Shan is coming as well.
Yes, I was like, oh my god, yes.
No, Shan is
too.
coming. I don't think we're gonna be going to that one because I think it clashes with another concert that's somewhere else. Because the pandemic's over, right?
Yeah,
so
that's right. Everybody's back.
Yeah, everyone's back and stuff like that.
So
and London's
exciting,
such a big, music scene. But anyways, that's all I think that's... I hope you like this format for the concert reviews. We are learning as we go.
This is brand new content.
We are learning as we go. It is like Feature Friday Plus mixed with concert reviews. I hope it wasn't too crazy and too messy. Yeah, we are learning as we go. I do apologise if perhaps it was quite annoying. I did just wanted to express our excitement and all our thoughts and stuff like that. Let us know if perhaps you've seen Arijit. It's so nice, the fact that you guys were like, oh my God, I'm living my dream through you. Thanks for taking us along, and I look forward to the podcast and I look forward to the reviews and stuff. So thank you so much. The fact that so many of you guys were excited that we were gonna go, and then some of you were there, and you would come over and stuff. That's so crazy to me.
Having you guys come over and tell us what you appreciate about what we're doing here. It's basically all because of you. So we wouldn't have experienced such a brilliant concert or such a fantastic weekend of music if it weren't for you guys. So again,
Thanks so much for
thank
that.
you very much for that.
And apart from that, goodbye.
Okay.